wanted to put another video on YouTube, and so what I came up with is, this is my 1990 Toyota 4Runner that I solid axle swapped quite a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I didn't have a channel then, or else I would have put it on it, so I didn't. But the front axle is leaking gear oil, and still it's time to pull the axle apart and rebuild it. Also the brakes, the brake discs are warped, and so it, you know, makes the whole truck shake when you go to stop. So I think it's time to give this thing some love. So let me show you what we got to do. So you can see how those steering knuckles are all oily and gross. The one on this side is pretty bad too, well, just as bad. So I'm going to pull the axle apart, and I think the diff seal is leaking also, so that's going to come apart on the other side. I went to pull the diff drain plug and it was packed full of junk. Look at that. Holy cow. Must have been going over some logs or stumps or something. Let's see, will the socket go on it now? Uh-oh. Nope. Need some persuasion. Where's my persuader? Oh, I know where it is. It's out back. Probably getting all rusty. Let's try this one. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, baby. You're coming loose. Oh, I lost you. See if I can get oily. Wonder if there's got any grease in it from those knuckles. No, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty clean. That's good. No water on the bottom, and it's not dark, so must just be, I don't know if oil's leaking through the axle seal into the steering knuckle or if it's just grease, but it's pretty dirty. That's good to see though. Just let that drain all night. Be back at it again tomorrow. So last time I had this apart, I welded that diff because I can't afford a locker, so it's Miller built. Not very much junk on the magnet. That's good. Just a little bit. I guess I cleaned it out good enough. All right, so I'm gonna pull the caliper off. Rotor comes off. So when you do a solid axle swap in a 86 or newer, the rear axle is 3 inches wider than the front axle. So there's a kit that I bought that adds this plate for the caliper to bolt to. So what you do is, this knuckle is from the other side, so that's why the caliper brackets are here. You can cut them off, do whatever you want, but I didn't do that. So you swap sides for the knuckles. You keep the IFS hubs, and you get Tacoma rotors and calipers. So let me show you. So there's this company here, FrontRangeOffRoadFab.com. They make that bracket. It's about a 3/8 inch thick plate right here. So the caliper bolts to that. Goes in between, spaces it out a little bit. And then the IFS hubs are 1.5 inches wider on each side. So the standard hub for the 85 would be here, and this one's from the newer trucks is here. So that's the little thing you do. Instead of using 1.5 inch wheel spacers, you can do it all with Toyota parts. So that's what I did. Now I'm gonna tear this thing apart. Put all the bolts back in so I don't lose them. And I know where they go. Or drop them like that in the oil. These little jolt. Get the cone, get them cone washers out of there. There goes one. Sometimes you gotta get a little pair of pliers on there to get them off. This one ain't as dirty as the other side was. I also bought these lock washer eliminator kits. I think it was Trail Gear. Allen headed screw. Little teeny screw. Don't want to lose that sucker. It's got this washer with all these holes in it, and then a little keyway right there, so it keeps the nut from unscrewing. But I don't have a socket for that nut, so don't make fun of me. See? That's all it takes. There's the bearing. And the other washer. I'm going to try like you do on a... Do the same thing you do on a trailer. Put this nut back on and pull the other seal off the back. I don't know. Let's see. Works. Just like a trailer axle. Cool. So here's that plate. Works pretty well. And there's the axle. See if I can reach through here and turn this. Turn the pin. Oh, too far. Right about there. Gotta be somewhere in there, right at the top. Here it comes. Still pretty greasy, that's good. Huh. That's crazy because I took apart the other side first and it was full of oily grease. But this one is leaking also and it's not as full. So I guess we'll keep digging into it and figure out what's going on. Oh, gross. Maybe if I get the top apart, it'll come apart. What do you think? Stubborn as the other side. Dang, Washington. Wet weather. Nope, that bottom one has to come off. We can't get this thing apart. Hey. What are you doing? Uh-oh. Who you hear? Who you hear? You go get him? You go get him? Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Oh. Crazy dog. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. Go, baby. Sheesh. Okay. Oh, I still got to take all the bolts off the back. That's why it's not coming off. Like this lower bearing's got water in it. That's not good, huh? Welcome to Washington. And here's the nasty, dirty felt. So it goes felt, rubber, steel. And put it on. So felt first, then rubber, and steel. Okay, I think I got it. This seal is doing good. The other seal was totally gone, but this one ain't bad. So here's the seal that came out of one side. It's all mangled up and it's missing the rubber. That's the one that, well, this is the driver's side. This is the passenger side. So that's why the driver's side was full of oil. And this is the seal that I'm putting in. Got a big old sealing silicone thing there, big heavy duty rubber. It's from Marlon crawler. So, thanks Marlon. Hopefully this seal lasts. We'll see.